Every day, Mother Nature faces intense bombardment and unprecedented onslaught from conflicts and natural disasters. And as the crisis drags on, so do the costs. The ongoing wars in Europe, conflicts in the Middle East, and turmoil in dozens of African nations claimed millions of precious lives. Trillions of dollars in property destroyed with hunger, displacement, and disease remain alive.
Many millions of people are caught up in wars, disasters, and other emergencies. More people have been forced to flee their homes than at any time since the Second World War. And we are also seeing an alarming erosion in respect for the rules of war. The costs and consequences are felt everywhere.
How did the world descend into such mayhem?
The main cause behind this is human greed. The other thing is failure to utilize the culture of dialogue. Most of the reasons for our conflict are historic reasons.
While these conundrums of wars and relentless pitfalls continue to shake the world to its core, there remains hope amidst despair. And in the midst of the storms, governments across the globe are making concerted efforts, individually and collaboratively, to find calm. The universal truth is everyone believes this vicious circle of crisis must end, but the question remains how.
We should sit down and learn to settle conflicts in a mature way. Conflict can never be settled with another conflict.
The 7 aspirations of the Alpha Agenda 2063 point to a very important engagement. The engagement with all stakeholders in Ethiopia, in the Horn of Africa, in the east of the continent, and all our 5 regions fighting for sustainable peace.
We also strongly believe that Africa has a medicine to its own diseases, as we demonstrated in the North Sudan conflict with the Pretoria Agreement.
We see the model in the Pretoria Agreement that has been able to witness the silencing of the guns in the Tigray region. Ethiopia continues to be a contributor to peace on our continent, and the African Union is pleased to continue to work with Ethiopia in promoting this nexus.
Ethiopia, despite the trials and tribulations throughout its history, has been a vanguard of peace both globally and within Africa. Ethiopian servicemen and women, under the auspices of the United Nations and the African Union, impeccably executed their mission in Korea, Congo, Somalia, Rwanda, Sudan, Liberia, and beyond. This sacred virtue has been in Ethiopia's DNA for so long. This unwavering resolve to Africa's cause and beyond has not and will not falter with time and through changing governments. The Addis Ababa's role in the formation of the African Union is undeniable.
I believe that the Organization of the African Unity would not have been established without Ethiopia. It was a moment when Emperor Haile Selassie and entire people worked to the fullest.
Ethiopia has always been committed to African independence and liberation.
At the heart of the principle of African solution to African problems lies a belief in African solidarity, African agency, and the equal dignity of all human beings.
Against the backdrops, Ethiopia has also faced its own odds, making the road to sustainable peace bumpy. To redress its calamities, Addis Ababa has embraced African solutions. This model has already received a tap on the shoulder from the international community. From the Nobel Peace Prize to FAO Award, Ethiopia won prestigious international accolades for its peace initiative and food security and green legacy works.
በሰላም እንድታድር ጎረቤትህ ሰላም ይደር ዮ ኦላን ነጋም ቡሌ ነጋም ቡለኒ for you to have a peaceful night your neighbor shall have a peaceful night as well.
Yet the country is beset by backlogs of past tragedies and still grapples with unfinished state-building tall orders. To change the calamities to opportunities and address the crisis, the country is doing a daunting task using its peace policy and indigenous wisdoms.
Even if Ethiopia is the oldest country in the world, and of course mentioned in the Bible and of course in the Prophet Muhammad hadith, that it has some unfinished projects as far as nation building is concerned. After the coming into the power of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, wanted to address these political problems in the country.
And every day, every hour and seconds, the generation of tomorrow long for a fulfilled peace.
Peace is a key. It is impossible to do your daily activities, establish a family, and hand over a prosperous nation to the next generation.
Peace is a pillar of humanity, and we have to talk about peace again and again. And the world, Africa, and also the entirety of the creatures need peace.
Let us continue to work together, hand in hand, towards a future where peace, tolerance, and social cohesion guiding us toward prosperous and harmonious society for generations to come.
Ethiopia has indigenous conflict resolution wisdoms, with elders playing a crucial role. Their wisdom and commitment help transform anger into understanding and promote reconciliation through dialogue and empathy, fostering peace and unity.
Almost every society has its own way of dialogue.
And our religious institutions, our customary institutions have a real solution to resolve our problems. That's why my ministry also using these institutions and values and norms so as to build a very peaceful Ethiopia.
The government is providing opportunities of solving any problems via dialogue, so I would like to urge all forces to open their door for dialogue. All conflicts and wars in the world end with dialogue and discussion, so we have the responsibility to minimize the harm of the ongoing disorder in the country.
Leaders should work arduously for Africa's unity, peace, and prosperity.
Welcome to Africa's capital, Addis Ababa, to the Grand Continental Conference on Peace Development. Against the odds, Africa still remains to be a continent of optimism, miraculous cultures, authentic wisdom, abundant treasures and natural beauty, resilient people and promising leaders. Above all, energized youth that deserve peace. The world deserves peace, Africa needs tranquility, and Ethiopia is on duty.
God bless Ethiopia. God bless Africa.